What's going on YouTube, man? Today is my first official tutorial video, man. I was kind of rushing, so the fade came out real nice though. I feel like you should stay to the end because it did come out nice. I was rushing. He had somewhere to be, I had somewhere to be. But he usually gets like a mid drop fade, so here we go. I start out by combing the hair, you know, like everywhere, like where I'm gonna be doing the fade at. As you can see, I'm combing around the sides, you know. If somebody got low hair, you can brush, you can pick it, you know, just to get all the loose hairs and get everything on one accord, if you get what I'm saying. Like, you can see what hair is higher than the others, because, you know, some people hair like got different lengths, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I start off by combing. Before I start anything, I comb it out. All right, boom. After I get done combing, I get my 1.5 open just to debulk the sides, you know. So I get my 1.5 open and I'm going up. As you can see, I'm like, all I'm doing is going up on the sides, you know, making sure I don't cut my guy dreads off, man. Don't cut your guy dreads off. That'll be your last time cutting them, I swear to God. But nah, so all I do is debulk, you know, debulk both sides. I flick out at the top, you know. I ain't really have nothing to hold his hair. I use my hands just to make sure I'm not getting towards his dreads, because niggas don't play that shit for real. But yeah, all I'm doing is debulking. I'm making sure I go over it a lot of times, you know, just to make sure everything is at one level, that 1.5 level. You know, you can use whatever you want. I like the 1.5 because it's not too low and not too high. And yeah, basically, I'm gonna go ahead and speed this up, but basically I'm just debulking. But while I'm at it, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, man. Stay down to the end. I think the fade came out nice for me to be rushing, not to be in the shop or anything like that. But yeah, man, y'all stay down. All right, so boom, this is when I start my fading process for sure. So I comb it out, you know, make sure all the loose hairs and everything out the way or whatever. And I'm about to start my guideline, you know what I'm saying? So in every fade, you got to start off with a guideline. Any fade, you start off with a guideline or a demarcation line, whatever you want to say. I start my guideline at like kind of at the like end of I kind of like measure it at the end of his sides. You know, I make sure I don't go too low under it. I don't go too high, because it is a high fade, and well, it's a mid fade, mid drop fade. So the more you the higher you put your guideline, it's kind of like the fade gonna go up anyway. So if you put it low, it's gonna probably end up in the middle. If you put it in the middle, it's probably gonna end up high. So I put it right just at the mark of the middle and high, and I kind of drop it in the back. You know what I'm saying? He like when I drop it in the back. No homo. But yeah, man, just do that on both sides. And once you do that on both sides, you clean the hair from the bottom of it, like I'm doing now. I clean the hair from the bottom of it, and here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and put you on the next steps of what I do to do this fade, man. All right, so now that I got my guidelines set in stone, I'm using my magic clips. I'm going with the lever open, all the way open, and I'm gonna comb it down, and I'm gonna go up an inch or a half an inch, and I'm gonna keep on going over that guideline, as you can see, to make sure that it's set at the right, you know, length, because you don't want to really go too high with the guideline, but you also don't want it to be too low. So and I keep that same shape, like I keep the curve, and I drop it in the back like I did the first guideline, so it'll keep that same shape as the fade goes on during this process. So yeah, just make sure you comb all the hairs down. Make sure you go over that guideline multiple times, and make sure all the hair is at that open lever length. So yeah, it's definitely, man, it's definitely easy steps. You can't forget the steps once you get a hang of it. But yeah, okay, so me, I like to go ahead and get that bottom line out. So as you can see, I close the lever halfway, and I start working that bottom line out. And as it gets lighter, I close it all the way, and then I just work it. I just keep on tapping it, you know. I make sure I don't go too far up into it, you know, and I'm flicking out, so I won't make another guideline or mess with that middle line. And I'll just go ahead and get the bottom line out. That's me though. That's my steps I'm gonna show you, because that's what it's easier for me, and I feel like it's easier and all, but you gotta do what's easier for you. But yeah, I go ahead and get that bottom line out and get it out the way, so I ain't gotta worry about worrying about the bottom line at the end of the cut. I can just detail my work, and yeah. As you can see, all I'm doing is tapping the line. I ain't really putting too much pressure on it, and sometimes if the line don't go away, you can use your trimmers, because what you put it in with, you can take it out with. You can if you have to, so yeah. Alright, so boom, I got that bottom line out. I go with my number 1 guard all the way open, and I go up a little more than an inch this time, because it's kind of easy to get lost in the sauce once you get towards the thicker hair, so I make sure I set all my guidelines in solid. I don't bullshit my guideline, because I feel like if the guideline right, the fade gonna come out smooth. If the guidelines sharp, the fade gonna come out smooth. But as you can see, I'm the lever is all the way open, and I'm going up a little more than an inch to almost at like the top of his head, not all the way at the top of his head, because I don't want to cut his dreads. So I just make sure I pay attention. Make sure you pay attention to every little thing you do, because sometimes you might like stare off or something and forget what you're doing, and so just make sure you paying attention as you're making these guidelines, and make sure you being real detailed about what you do. Alright, so now that I got my second guideline in stone, I get my half guard and I go halfway. I don't close it all the way yet, and I get that middle line out. As you see me pointing at it, that line right there, I go ahead and start tapping at it. And me, I like tap at it. I like to go backwards of it. I don't really like to get it out going straight up on it. As you can see, I'm like kind of flicking backwards towards the back of his head, so I won't make another line or stuff like that, or another harsh line or a hard line. I comb and I work it. All you do is comb and work it, man. If it don't disappear, I'll show you what you can do, next steps. But you get that half guard, you see I might have to go forward, I might go backwards, but I'm not going up. As you can see, I'm going backwards, or and if I am going up, I use my corners. I use a lot of my corners, and you just got to keep working that line until it disappears. I end up closing it because I see what it can do. Now I'm working it. This is probably the hardest steps of the fade, is getting that middle line out, because it's like that's really gonna be the fade, that middle line. So you gotta fade it all the way out. But yeah, y'all watch me get this middle line out, and I'll get to the next steps if it don't go all the way out. Yeah, my client, man, he got a coffee problem, but it's all right. But yes, I open my lever. Sometimes you might not get that middle line out, so I use the corners. I open my lever all the way and use the corners of it, and yeah, it's almost there, but you can tell it need more little detail work. But yeah, all you gotta do is do the same steps, because remember this, man, somebody put me on game, I'm gonna put y'all on game. The lever open is the same as the half guard close. Just remember that shit. So if you working the middle line and that half guard ain't getting it out, all you gotta do is take it off and use mostly the corners. You know what I'm saying? Only the corners, don't really, because you would definitely put another harsh line in it. So make sure you just use the corners and watch me work. Watch me get this line out, and I'm gonna work the back too. Okay, now that the fade almost done, I like to use 24 hours holding spray. A lot of people use spritz, or any holding spray is holding spray to me. And I honestly love this holding spray right here. He talking shit right now, but yeah, I honestly love this holding spray, man. I leave it on for about I give it about 3 to 5 minutes while I'm still detailing, and that's when I go in with the my liners, and you'll see. All right, so boom, I was gonna go in with my Babyliss, man, but I'm starting to really like just, I love my detailers, man, my wall detailers, man. And you can't really see me, I'm kind of in the way, but yeah, man, I start in the middle and I work towards both sides, man. You got to make it as straight as possible, man. You know, some people hairlines are difficult. Like my boy right here, he got a difficult hairline, man. Nah, just playing. That's my boy though, man. But yeah, I'm starting in the middle and I work towards both sides, and yeah, that's basically it, you guys, man. Let me know what you guys think about this fade. I'm gonna let you see the ending and the finished product of it. And yeah, man, good luck to everybody out there that's in this barber industry, man. And I hope my video helped you guys out. And you know, you're gonna see a lot of videos. I might be at a house, I might be at a shop, but man, I'm gonna definitely get this footage out for y'all. And y'all like, comment, subscribe. So this is the ending, man, and I feel like I got his line real straight. For me to be rushing, man, this fade came out real nice to me. You know, it's a little mid drop, you know, kind of blurry, it's real blurry. You know, I got it dropped in the back, and yeah, that's basically it, man. And don't be too hard on yourself, on you guys. Don't be too hard on yourself. I used to be hard on myself, but man, it's gonna come with time, man, and repetition.